I'd like to thank you all for taking time out of your busy and slightly frigid Monday to come here to honor our nation's great veterans, and particularly those here in Sheridan County.
The people who go to war so that everyone else can be free are inspiring. Inspiration shows people they can do it. It shows that people can change the world.
The biggest factor making our country great is how we have relied on all of our American citizens to volunteer to help our country, whether it be in military or by emergency services.
The everyday freedom that we get to enjoy is what encouraged us to help others around the world.
Now I'd like to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today, retired Marine Corps Colonel Brent Guillen.
For it is a love of freedom, where the only limits placed upon us are those we place upon ourselves. And the guardians of that freedom, the veteran. People who have selflessly dedicated and devoted a portion of their lives to the military service of our country, to protect the ideals and freedoms of our democracy that we cherish but so often take for granted. On one hand, veterans are modern-day heroes. We owe much of our way of life to them. At their nation's call, they often travel to all corners of the globe, running to the sound of the guns, placing themselves in harm's way. This exemplifies the best that America has to offer. Yet for those of us who know veterans, we know that they are, in fact, quite ordinary people. No different from any other citizen, except that they are ordinary people who have accomplished extraordinary things. Simply put, that's who veterans are. He had been with the Marines for a couple of weeks. He was young, not much older than the Marines around him. He would sit at night and email his wife about some of the Marines prior to crossing to the line of departure to kick off the attack. And he wrote to his wife, "You know, I'm not so different from these guys. We talk about sports, we talk about cars, we talk about video games. I'm not so different from these Marines. They're just ordinary people." Then the attack kicked off, and after a couple of days, one morning, they were sitting inside the compound when just a few feet away, the impact of automatic weapons and shrapnel from rocket-propelled grenades suddenly tore up the ground around them. In that moment, the Marines grabbed their rifles and their helmets, ran out the door of the compound to the sound of the guns. Our young reporter, caught up in the confusion and rapidity of things, essentially did the same thing for just a few feet. And then he stopped and dropped down behind a wall with the sound of metal and rock crashing into the brick and earth structures around him. Later, he told his wife that nothing he could do would empower his legs to go forward into the sound of the guns. And he said to his wife, "I don't know how they do it." These are our veterans, ordinary people accomplishing extraordinary things. Throughout our history, there are many examples like this, and it would be a stretch to believe that these extraordinary accomplishments of courage are mere coincidence and not due to the discipline, devotion to the fellow sailor, soldier, airman, Marine, and Coast Guardsman, love of country, and strong leadership traits that are instilled in every man and woman that serve in the world's finest military force.